Testing 1 2 1 2.
1 2 testing 1 2.
Good afternoon, folks. We're here at Nyayo National Stadium to chase away the Monday Blues with some hoops. The second edition of the Ask Cup, founded by South Sudan's Ask Foundation, is in town with 20 teams participating in this year's edition. The games kicked off on December 12th, with the final scheduled to be played on the 18th at Kasarani Indoor Arena. I'm Silali Shani, the golden voice of African basketball, joined by Cletus Masingu for the action this week. Clay, this is the third men's quarterfinal game of the day. You covered the games earlier on today, and we'll get that recap from you in just a moment. But this is the Originals team lineup on your screens right now, and they'll be going up against the Sudd Eagles, and that's the lineup on your screen for the players on that team. This is a team coming out of Group B. They finished 2-1 in the group stage, losing just a game. Originals finished up with a clean slate, 3-0. So they topped their Group A matchup. But excited to be here, excited to get into this as we prepare. Clay, how were the games earlier this morning?
Well, one of them was a tight encounter from tip-off to finish. That was Dementors versus Bounce Forward, where Bounce Forward just ran out of steam in the end, and Dementors took that one 65-62. And the other one was a whitewash. It was quite an easy game for the Nakuru Hawks, who just pummeled the Longhorns 82-59. So we're into the third one today.
And it's going to be Sudd Eagles who draw first blood. It's number 8 on your screens, Thon Marial. And it's always nice to have that kind of heat check, getting it done on the offensive end of the floor. And now the steal, the save, and no bucket in that attempt, that particular possession. Originals unable to convert in that possession. And you can already tell the pace of this game is already up-tempo. These boys warmed up very well. Another heat check, correct. Yang Dang knocks it down from beyond the arc. And it's 5 points for Sudd Eagles as Originals get their first basket. Sudd Eagles attempting to shoot confidently. They really must have warmed up well.
Yeah, I was with them outside. I was looking at them warm up, and it looked like they were fired up for this one, because if you win here, you have a better chance of getting to that semi-final of this Ask Cup. And as I've witnessed today, if you start well in these particular quarterfinals, you have a better chance of winning the game. And it's not just this team that has started well. Most of these teams today have been starting very, very well. The ones that have gone on to win have started very, very well. As we see, Yen Nate there tying up his laces. Too early in the basketball game to tie up your laces means that you probably didn't check on them before the game began.
It happens sometimes. It really does. See Ayeko. Oh, slicing through the defense, finds the bottom of net. That was a nice, tough take from him. Here come the Sudd Eagles. And number 15, Yen Mate, gets the basket. And high-scoring game.
Well,
Is it the offense that's that good, or is it the defense that needs to take it up a notch?
I think both. They need to improve on both because the defense should limit you from scoring, but it's too early in a basketball game. Maybe they're just sizing each other out, trying to give someone the opportunity to see if they can convert their baskets.
Got a turnover on a call. Travel violation, and Originals return the favor with a turnover of their own. Rushing to get the ball to the other end of the floor. Got about slightly less than 2 minutes played here as we have a first timeout on the floor. Originals, they are the team in blue. Sudd Eagles are the team in green. It's a tied game.
Well, it's interesting. The basketball game has just begun, and you wonder why someone will take a timeout immediately. This could be crucial going forward. And when you start taking timeouts that early, it means that whatever you had conveyed before the game began, and remember, these teams have played in this tournament since it began. As we look at those replays from earlier in the matchup, you've already begun the game. Give it some time. Let it progress. See what you have to deal with before you call a timeout. Now, you call a timeout inside 2 minutes. What can you tell about the basketball game? What if you come out of that timeout and things still don't go your way?
Then you call another timeout.
And you'll be through with the timeout for the first half then. Then you have a second quarter having to manage it without a timeout, and you're having to rely on the other team to call a timeout so that you can use it.
So you're of the line of thought is let the boys figure it out. No one has gone on a major scoring run, so there's no need to use your timeout yet.
Exactly. It's too early in the basketball game.
I must say, I do like the energy and tempo of this game, though. South Sudan, top 10 in African men's basketball. As we see the nice turnaround from Yen Mate. He's got 2 field goals on his score sheet. Originals, Rao Bulbul. Beautiful finger roll finish for him. And Sudd Eagles, I'm of the train of thought that they do need to up their defensive effort a little bit better. As we have a whistle on the floor, Mate is going to shoot a couple of freebies.
Well, I think over the course of commentating these basketball games, we've encountered Yen Mate, I think. Remember a few weeks back when he was playing for the Phenomenal Phenoms, right here in the same gym, and it's good to see him showing some resilience today. He started for a team that they're looking to gain some momentum and get into that semi-final tomorrow.
Yes, indeed, we do. The semifinals will be played tomorrow, and then there's a rest day on Wednesday.
Yes.
And then the finals are going to be played at Kasarani Indoor Arena, not Nyayo Stadium, on Thursday.
Very true.
So nice midweek basketball for you basketball fanatics out there. Come check some of this Ask Foundation action. It's called the Ask Cup. Oh my goodness. Someone was about to catch a body. Luca Lual fouled on his way to the cup. As we take another look at that replay. And I said it, Clay, Sudd Eagles need to do a better job with their recovery defense. They're leaving the lane wide open, and they are very fortunate that Luca Lual did not commit a homicide under the rim.
Well, interesting, because Luca Lual used to play for D Mentors, who have already booked their spot in that final, in that semi-final tomorrow. And most interesting part, I think You've seen Jan Matei just throw a jab at Luca, tell him, you cannot do that. You cannot do that on me. You can't. I cannot let you do that. I'll take the foul, but you're not going to dunk on me.
And we got a deflection. It's going to be green ball. Last touch was Originals. Jackson Bisingu. Ooh, look at the rejection. My goodness. And I think we're going to see a lot of that. I think we're going to see a lot of that. Is that a foul call or did?
I thought it was a block.
Let's take another look at that replay. It
Excellent
looked
block.
clean. It looked clean.
Try again, and then you get blocked again. Well,
We respect what the referees have decided
Yeah.
as Goni connects on his first free throw. As we start to approach the 6-minute mark here of this third men's game of the day, third quarterfinal game. It's Eagles with a narrow 2-point lead. Lob pass is snatched away by number 5, Goni. Step back three. No. Big boards from Washington Ayeko. And Ayeko plays for KPA, doesn't he?
yeah,
If I'm
and
not mistaken.
yes,
We saw him in the KNBL playoffs, and he was hometown hero for Mombasa County.
celebrating with the homeboys. and
Yes.
everyone came out to support him. What a big day. It's always good to see when you see initiatives like this, the Ask Foundation come out here, create a tournament where the youth can come out and play basketball. As a tray is nailed beautifully from deep by Bulbul.
So 1-point game here. Originals have taken back the lead as we approach the halfway mark of the first quarter. It's been an up-tempo game, and both teams finding their offensive rhythm very early as we take a look at the players on the floor for the Originals. Defensive board from Matei. And the push on the other end of the floor. Marial looking at his options. They're balancing the floor well. Deep three! The bank is open after 5 p.m. on a Monday. Then a whistle on the floor. Holding foul has been assessed on Sudd Eagles. It's going to be their third team foul. And I really like those Ask Foundation logos. So Clay tells me Ask stands for Adut Salva Kiir Foundation, president's daughter,
Yep.
South Sudanese president, that is. And the slogan is duty, unity, purpose. And she's using this tournament to create awareness about youth empowerment and supporting women in sports. What better way to do that than through the game of basketball? We certainly love to see it. As I said earlier, it's the second edition of the tournament. First edition had 8 teams only. This one has 20 teams with a ladies team coming all the way from Juba, called
Yep.
the Juba Tigress team.
Yes, and to see that is incredible. Not just that, because usually you expect a men's team to come all the way from such a distance, but in this case, a women's team has come all the way to participate in this tournament, which means you're carrying some sort of heritage from your country to bring it into another country, to have a tournament in another country. It's absolutely amazing. And what's also more impressive is that they also allow a certain limit of players from the host country to play in the tournament for each team. So you can have a maximum of 3, and 2 can be allowed on the floor at any given time, not all 3. So I think it's quite an interesting cultural exchange, but it's a very good idea from my perspective.
A very intentional effort to make sure there are as many South Sudanese players on the floor as possible. If you're in Kenya, you know that there's a very huge South Sudanese community here in the country. Very talented, very, very talented players.
Yeah, they've even raised the level of basketball a little bit because of their size. You know, you cannot coach size, and when you can play against players with that kind of size, it means you improve a little bit more than when you play someone who is your size, for example.
Ayeko thought about the shot, launches one, not able to connect. Jackson Bisungu gets the defensive board, loads, no go. 4-point game, Sudd Eagles are up. The man with the plan knocks it down, Rao.
Well, Arisi is on fire, though. Today, it's just been a little bit. We share the basketball. I score, you score. That's better. But at the end of the day, someone is going to go out and another one is going to make the semifinal.
Deep shot, no good from Luka Lual. It's going to be Yang Deng to bring the ball up. He's at the wing. Decides to go all the way with it. The putback is no good. Jackson manages to clean up the mess and convert that possession. Bisungu plays for Equity Dumas in the National Basketball League here in Kenya. The answer on the other end of the floor. Originals will not go away. Bulbul getting things done.
Well, he's the captain of the team, so you expect him to show his class.
Tough attempt from Ogoni. Back to a 1-point game here, and time is flying by. 1:30 right about to go in this first quarter. Ogoni. That was Yang Deng. He was hacked, so they're going to check ball from the side. They have a substitution on the floor. Checking in for Sudd Eagles is Francis Buana. Deng now directing traffic. Wants the ISO with Mate. Mate has been very effective in this game. Soft touch, a bit too soft, and not able to convert in those 2 attempts, but he is leading all players in scoring with 7 points.
Yeah, Yan Mate, sometimes when he's hitting up, you know that he's good on a roll or something. However, sometimes he just goes cold.
Jackson picks the pocket, and then fast break down the other end of the floor. As we've got a foul, is the basket gonna count? I think it should.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna count because he already started the shooting motion, so it's gonna count. I don't expect Luka to perform very well in this particular basketball game. I've seen him play for quite a long time. He is a handful. If he wants to play basketball, you're gonna have a problem on your hands because he can shoot the basketball, he can drive, slash through you, and most importantly, on the free throw line. That's where he really does his business.
Just as you say that, he misses. It always happens like that. It's like the players want to make us lose credibility. It's very rude.
I agree with you.
Fast break opportunity. Yes, counted. Thon Marial with the finish. And these two teams going back and forth like a swinging door, but it's Originals with a slight 1-point lead as the Sudd Eagles have maxed out their team fouls. So Originals now in the bonus as they pick up their 4th team foul. 15 seconds left on the game clock before the end of the first quarter.
Well, I was looking at the table, how the Originals qualified. They did have more points for than any other team in the qualification stage. Would you believe that? Which means they do know how to score. So essentially, the Eagles will just have to try and match that if they are to come out victorious on this one.
Wana, still a bit cold, coming off the bench, so misses his first free throw. We've got another foul on the floor. Deng picks it up. And that's going to be Deng's 2nd personal foul. And as the floor general for the team in green, he's going to have to be very careful how he plays coming into the second quarter. I'm sure he's one of those players who his team needs him on the floor.
Yeah, and that's the most important thing. This is where some of the best players find themselves in trouble. You've already picked up 1 foul, and it's the first quarter. Don't pick up the second, because once you pick up the second, you're already putting the team in a difficult position, because now you know you only have got 3 left to give, and 3 quarters, 3 fouls in a basketball game, it's gonna be long. You know this. You've played this game, and you know how difficult it can be, especially for a player who plays on the post.
Yeah.
Or as a forward. It's very difficult.
Jackson passes it to Matei. Matei to Deng. Deng kicks it out to Jackson. Jackson loads. No. And looks like we got a last-second foul call.
Well, as Jackson was taking that shot, just remembered he was playing a one-on-one Bitcoin challenge a week ago. He emerged victorious, by the way.
Was it the one-on-one competition that he won?
Yeah, the Bitcoin challenge. It was held at the Anila Court, of course, in Commonwealth Grounds, Umama. And he came out victorious, got $200 for it. Not bad for a one-on-one challenge that you only had to face 3 opponents to get it.
Not bad at all. We need to bring back those competitions. 1-on-1, 3-on-3. Before we get into that, that's the end of the first quarter. It's been neck and neck for both of these two teams, the Originals and the Sudd Eagles, but it's the Originals with a narrow 1-point lead. And they are going to have to change something to get the edge that they want to have. Correction is 24-22. But Originals are the ones in the lead. As we take a look at some of the statistics so far, Eagles are shooting better.
Especially on the field goal percentages.
Yeah, the field goal percentages inside the arc, even from beyond the arc. So you have to wonder how they are trailing. But again, it's a very close game.
It is very close. And
yeah,
we are in for one of those games whereby nobody really gets an edge unless someone makes a mistake. And once it starts like this, the fantastic thing about a basketball game is that you have to keep concentration. If you don't, one run could end the basketball game in favor of your opponent. All you have to do is to try and maintain and make sure that you are on the spot when it comes to making sure that you are able to play this game with concentration. As we look at some of these replays from the game, Yan Mate has been an integral part of the Sudd Eagles. Well, Few conversations there. I wonder what that's about.
I don't think Deng was happy with that foul call on him earlier on, so probably just trying to get some understanding from the referees why he got that call. Keeping in mind he has 2 personal fouls, so he has to be careful coming into this second quarter.
Well, he just needs to survive this quarter, and then he can be able now to play defense fully. Because if he doesn't do that, then he could pick up another one very quickly. And that's a problem for his team.
Back to the action here. Luka tries to keep it alive. Looks like he stepped on the line, so it's going to be a turnover for the Originals Eagles ball.
Luka seems to be everywhere.
Kick out to Mate. Mate started off this game red hot, seems to have cooled off a little bit now. Luka on the drive, left-handed finish isn't going to get there, as Mate picks up another rebound. And if his productivity continues like this, he is well on track to finish this game with a double-double. As the Originals, another opportunity to score. This time, pocket 3, no good. The putback is there though, as the captain gets Originals 26 points.
And I'm not surprised at all, especially with these 2 teams, because the scoring is open. Everyone is allowing the other team to score. Play good defense. That's the key now, because both teams have proven that they can't score. So who's going to tighten up the defense to allow themselves a platform to make that semi-final tomorrow?
And honestly, I think that's just it, Clay. The team that decides to lock in defensively, I think, is the team that's going to win this game.
Exactly.
Because both of them, their offensive output is very evenly matched.
In every aspect so far. On the free throw line, we've seen even on the free throw line, on the field percentages, they're just edging each other just a little bit. Now it comes down to those simple things, like the rebound, defensive rebounds. And that's what decided even the first game. The simple things. The turnovers were the same, everything the same, except of that simple 2 rebounds or 3 rebounds, which made the big difference.
Luka, oh my gosh, he is so shifty and wasn't able to finish at the rack. Here comes Jackson. Kicks it out to Mariel. Mariel at the wing. Step back 3, no. It's going to be blue ball. You see that man right there, Luka Luwal, is proving exactly what Clay had said. Better put some respect on his offensive game. 7 points for him so far. And he keeps on attacking the basket. Fadeaway mid-range isn't going to get there.
Well, he's collected 3 defensive rebounds in the process as well.
And that's going to be a carry.
One-on-one effect. You remember, he won the one-on-one.
You got to remember where you are.
Yeah, you expect him to do that.
Ayeko fires, comes up short. Got a second chance here, decides to go for the mid-range. This time, manages to rattle it in. As the Originals now take a 28 to 23 point lead.
Their scoring power is starting to prove to be a handful. If the Eagles need to do something about it, they really need to play very defensively and not to allow them to keep doing what they are doing. Because if you're going to try and match the Originals with the scoring, given they are the team that scored the highest points for in all the groups, which were 4 groups, you must be thinking you can beat them over that. But you really need to be careful. Defense will win you this basketball game if you are an Eagles player or coach.
You know that saying, offense wins games and defense wins championships. Do you believe in that statement, or do you not support that train of thought?
Well, I do support that trade of thought. I cannot. I'm one of those players who used to play offensively, and no matter how many times you do score, if you cannot prevent the opponent from scoring, then you just know it's always gonna be tight. There's never gonna be a point whereby you can separate yourself from them. Now, if you make 2 stops and you score twice, or maybe you score once and you've made two stops, you've got an advantage already for you to go on and win the basketball game. And the championship, by the way, you cannot just keep scoring. I've seen teams score a lot. They keep scoring and scoring and scoring, but at the end of the day, they lose the game. Or they lose when they do not expect to lose. Because you're so used to attacking that when your offensive game is off, the only thing you cannot be off is the defensive part.
Those of you guys watching at home, let us know in the comments if you agree or disagree with Clay as Ayeko comes up short. Originals, the lifeline with the offensive boards. And then now the nice find to Luka. Luka is fouled hard on his way up and gets back to the free throw line. And he has been not shooting very well from the charity stripe. He's 33%. But it looks like it's going to be a foul on the floor, so they'll get the ball back from the baseline. Unable to convert on that possession. Ball now going the other way. Five-point game here, 7:11 to go. See the players pleading their case. But I think the referees have been doing a good job so far.
Yeah, they've done a great job so far. It's just the thing with me and the players. Sometimes I wonder why the players would like to be explained to every single call. You're playing a basketball game. Go read the rule book so that when you go to ask something, ask for an interpretation, not the rule itself, because you'll find that the player doesn't understand the rule. Oh, another foul. The Originals are just all over the place with regards to rebounding. I think they're just a little bit slow on the rebound. They're thinking offensively. They're just thinking we are going to go and score. We said it all along. The one thing you can never be off on a basketball court is defense, because defense just requires you to work hard. It doesn't require you to start finding your accuracy. The only reason you pick up a foul is because you're lazy. You're trying to get there, but you just can't get there.
And that dead ball checking back into the game is Yen Matei for Sudd Eagles. Luka now kicks it out for the shot. Yes! Count it! Originals have decided that offense wins games. Forget you and your championship. And that's what they're going to focus on.
They're pretty good at it.
Matei almost loses it. His teammate bails him out. It's a great finish from Thon Marial.
Well, you just said it, and look, they bang a three the other end, and then Matei just walks through their defense, slashes through, as if there is nobody there. Why couldn't they do something about that? Just stop him from scoring.
We have to see more of an effort on the defensive front. And Clay and I believe that the team that locks in defensively is the team that will win this game this afternoon or early evening, as the Originals managed to maintain a lead. Sudd Eagles doing their best to catch up. They managed to cut the lead down to 5 points. But right now we've got a 3-point game with 6:36 left in the second quarter. What other adjustment does Sudd Eagles need to make to not just even the score, but take a decent lead?
Yeah, so far we've seen both teams just be contented to play offense, and the defensive player, when they go back to defense, they just do not want to get to their men specifically. They're just allowing them to do whatever they want. Someone is taking a free jumper and you're watching. Once that happens, the basketball game will keep being like that, 31-28. It will go to somewhere, maybe at some stage it will be 51-52, because none of the teams is willing to put up the fight required to ensure the opposition doesn't score. Something that people don't talk much. Defense doesn't require much energy as much as the offensive front does. Because defense, they always say,
You think defense? I think defense requires a lot more energy if you do defense the right way.
Exactly.
If you play defense the way these two teams are playing right now, no, it doesn't require that much energy. And that's how they're getting themselves in trouble and sending each other to the free throw line, because they're reaching in, they're not shuffling their feet, they're not, help side defense is not coming in on the passing lane as well as they should. Jackson with a nice acrobatic finish. Extremely athletic player. And then Luka once again managing to draw the foul. And if he can just knock down these free throws, he would put the Originals in a much better place than they are right now.
yes, and we've seen it before. The free throw percentages are very, very important. You find a team going to the line 5, 6 times and they've already made 2 free throws. It doesn't look good. It doesn't at all. And Luka right now, he's usually very good from that line. I wonder what's going on with him today. He's just missing when he's not supposed to be missing. There he gets the second one. Coming back to your point, the offensive part, you always say you rest on offense. But it's very difficult for you to rest on offense if your defense is horrible. You're going to have to suffer through the game. And that's what's happening here with both these teams.
Travel violation called on Mate. And it would be good to take a look at that replay as the referee calls Mate over to have a conversation with him. You can see Mate was quite frustrated.
He had this,
exchanging words.
Come on.
Sometimes you get lost in the moment. And to be honest, I like this moment right here. You said that you don't know why referees need to explain, but I like it when referees do take the opportunity to explain. As we take another look at that replay, I'm not sure.
Well, it looked to me like the pivot was right in place when he took the ball and he just went straight up. I thought he had added another step, but I didn't see it. I don't know how you saw it, though.
It didn't look like a walk.
Yeah, neither did it.
So you can understand his frustration, but I do appreciate the referee taking the time to explain herself to him. And that's how you make sure the situation does not escalate and players don't get too frustrated. Jackson wide open from 3. And we had a whistle before. Another travel and turnover for Jackson Bisungu. Clay says he used to adjust from one-on-one mentality to back to traditional basketball.
5 on 5. So far, 2 turnovers from that scenario.
Speaking of turnovers, Mate throws the ball right into the hands of Marial. Sudd Eagles try to recover it back, unsuccessful. And ball is poked out of bounds by Jackson. It's a good job of him to get back and try and slow down the offense for the Originals as we have a substitution. Elijah Abdon has checked into the game. Abdon steps on the line. It's going to be green ball.
Well, this is what I've witnessed today. There are sometimes in this basketball, in this tournament, whereby the scores just become stagnated a little bit. Nothing is happening. It's almost like the game just goes into a lull. And then there are so many violations coming through that the game cannot gain any sort of flow or momentum.
Ezekiel Deng throws the ball right out of bounds. Thought his teammate was cutting a baseline. And the turnover situation is starting to look a little grim here for Sudd Eagles. 9 turnovers for them as we see the rejection on the other side of the floor. Eagles high off the glass, no good. Originals with the push on the other end of the floor. Point guard decides to slow things down a bit. Bol thought about the shot. Great unselfish basketball. And then Malual couldn't get it to drop.
You wonder why he missed that. That was a free jumper. There was no defense whatsoever. Those are the shots you need to be scoring if you are an offensive team. If you are going to be an offensive team, then be an offensive team. I don't know, Silala, if I ask you, remember a few years back, way back then when Must was in the Premier League, a couple of years way back, Masinde Muliro University.
Yes.
They used to play just offensive basketball. None to do with the defense. If you score, they are thinking about scoring on the other end. So they are comfortable with you scoring, but they are also very comfortable scoring on your end.
Right.
Did they say the Premier League for a whole year?
They sure did not.
Yeah, exactly.
They sure did not. Sudd Eagles' frustrations increasing as another call they're not happy with on that possession. They thought it was a block. You see them deliberating, but once you hear that whistle sound, the decision has been made. So it's going to be Originals Michael Anay. Anay misses the first free throw. Originals shooting 37% from the stripe. And that's just not going to cut it. The points differential could be much larger if they were knocking down their free throw shots. Sudd Eagles Mate continuing to go to town against this original squad.
Yeah, he's hit it up now.
And Jackson with a steal. Jackson could go all the way. He does. Beautiful flush from Jackson. And it's back to a tied game. 3:47 left to go in this second quarter. Baseline drive and kick. It's great basketball. The roll unsuccessful. This time, Anay makes sure that that ball goes inside that hoop. Turnaround Jay. No go. Big rebound. Then a foul called on Michael Anay. As the Sudd Eagles trail by 4 points here. Francis Buana connects on the first free throw attempt. Gets the second to go as well. And Sudd Eagles improving their free throw percentage. Not that much though, 40%. Turnover. Jackson puts the Jets on, blows right past his defender, gets the basket, and the opportunity to make it a three-point play.
What was that again about playing good defense? It can help you hold on to your lead. Just a second ago, they had a, 5-point lead? Well, it disappeared. Poor defense.
Oh, but that was a great take from Jackson.
Yeah.
The left-handed finish, going right at his defender, and being able to draw the foul but finish the play, very impressive.
Well, this team, the Sudd Eagles finished second in Group B, so it's going to be interesting to see how that one works out for the team that has got the most points in this tournament so far, the Originals. I am curious to see how they're going to adjust their game to attempt and win this one, because if they don't, that defense that they keep ignoring is going to come back to haunt them.
Well, the Eagles are now leading 39-34. The correction of the points on your screen. Mate has been a huge force for Sudd Eagles in this game. Managed to swing the ball around. Jackson feels it. That time comes up empty. They are crashing the board so well and making sure that they're trying to convert the rebounds as Jackson is called for another travel violation. What is going on?
Well, they've picked up the rebound not once, not twice. Just that tells you exactly how Originals view the importance of defensive rebounds. But also, the Eagles have given away the basketball for the violations of travel, carries. Those violations are things that they should be in your control. It's not a forced error. It's just something that you should know. I should not move my pivot. I shouldn't move from my spot if the ball is not bouncing on the floor. You know, small things like that can cost you a basketball game.
Well, it's quickly becoming a big thing. Jackson, despite having a great performance on the offensive end, has now got 4 out of the 10 turnovers for Sudd Eagles.
And
So we're talking about player efficiency, and those are the stats that really, really matters. And he's just got to do a better job of valuing the ball.
yeah, very true. Because
Make the necessary adjustments, like you said, to stop getting those travel violation and carry calls.
but you do realize that he did win a one-on-one, because one-on-ones, you know how they are refereed. They don't referee the same way as a basketball game 5-on-5. It's not the same thing. Even 3x3 is not refereed the same way.
So what's the difference between how 3x3 is refereed and how 5-on-5 basketball is refereed?
First of all, it's the physicality. It's allowed a lot more than the 5-on-5. There's some certain calls that basically on a 3-on-3 is a foul. It's not a foul, but in 5-on-5, 90% of the time you get it. Yeah. They allow a few things, like maybe sometimes you can find yourself almost carrying the basketball, and the play will continue. But on a 5-on-5, nobody's going to allow you to do that.
Here comes Deng to bring the ball up. Mate at the top of the key. Ooh, crossover, fires, comes up short. And good defensive board from Bobo. Ayeko is back into the game. The load, the shot, and the miss. And Jackson turns the ball over again as the Originals have a second opportunity to try and score. That's a great kick out to find the open man. Ayeko loads, no go. The putback doesn't go either for Luka. And that was a great defensive effort from Sudd Eagles, making sure that Originals players cannot succeed in the trees. Bounce pass, Ayeko left-handed finish is good. And Originals fighting their way back in this game.
Well, this is exactly what happens when you're so used to play offensive-minded basketball. When one team decides that they are going to lock it in on the defensive end, it becomes very difficult for you to get back into it. And right now, it's starting to prove difficult for the Originals. And I cannot wait for that third quarter, because and I'm saying this, if the Eagles come back from halftime, after we close this quarter, and they play half of what they are doing right now, they are going to be on their way to that semi-final tomorrow. I can say that for sure, because what we've seen, you saw Luka just a minute ago, and even you're worried because it felt like he was being given a crossover, because he was not interested in playing defense whatsoever. Giving your man enough space to think, to move the ball. It just isn't played like that. Basketball isn't played like that.
Well, taking a look at some of the replays here, Jackson Bisungu really had a great performance in the second quarter. He's now at 9 points, but his Achilles heel has been his turnovers, as he leads all players with 5 turnovers. And a lot of those have come in this second quarter. And I think that's why Eagles, while they've been able to take the lead, it's just a slight 3-point lead. No team has been able to extend the lead beyond 5 points at this juncture.
Not yet. And we like games like this because you know that the fireworks are going to come at some stage because it's so tight. Someone is going to have to give. Something has to give in this game.
Dang kicks it out to Mate. Mate steps into the finish. No go. As good hustle defensively. And it's going to be a jump ball. Possession green. Under a minute to go here at Nyayo Stadium. The first half. It's the knockout stage. Win or go home. Originals, they've got the numbers. Great defense from Yang Dang. And Originals lost the focus just long enough for Dang to take advantage of it. As we got a kiss off the glass a bit too strong. Now Ayeko trying to keep it alive. And Ayeko wanted a call. Looks like he's a bit slow to get up, so he might have gone a little injury.
It was nobody's ball, and everyone, look at that. He's now okay. He was clutching his face like a second ago. Now he's good to go.
He looks all right. It's a great hustle play from him, trying to attempt to keep the ball on that side of the floor.
Well, you know, I did that. I would have done that as well, I thought.
25 seconds, bottom of the first half. We got the kick out and the extra pass to the corner. Thought about the shot, fed the post. Mate, spin move. Didn't manage to get it off before the buzzer, so it's going to be blue ball. Game awareness, very important.
That's one of those
Understanding how much time you have on the game clock, on the shot clock. It's a lot. As we get now to the final 10 seconds of this game, another turnover as Casey Wafula was trying to feed the post.
Well, this is what we're talking about. It's just the fine margins right now. You cannot just throw the basketball to your teammate without realizing that they've moved.
And this game cooled all the way down the bottom of this first half. Eagles, though, managed to take the lead on the back of a great performance from Jackson Bisungu. Scores are Sudd Eagles 39, Originals 36 points. I'm sure a lot should be said in the locker rooms, a lot of adjustments, but I think it's a good time to take a short break, and then we'll be right back with analysis of the stats as we get into the second half of this quarterfinal game. If you're just joining us, welcome to Nyayo National Stadium as we cover the third game of the day for the men between Originals and Eagles. Eagles with a narrow 3-point lead. But the story of the day here, rather of this particular game, has got to be on the defensive end. Who is going to lock in? A great offensive effort in the first quarter. Then both teams cooled down a little bit in the second as Eagles were plagued with a lot of turnovers. And now as we get into the second half, it's really going to come down to who wants it more and who's going to make the defensive stops. Right now, Ayeko with the steal. Bounce pass for the nice finish on the other end of the floor. Bulbul leading all players in scoring. He's got 18 points for the game so far, shooting 44% from the field and 60% from beyond the arc.
Interesting that none of the other players has got to double digits yet.
Ayeko steps into the three, but doesn't get it to go. Deng now behind the back, shakes off two defenders trying to feed the post. And the line drive pass was just a bit too hard. So it's going to be a turnover. Jackson, steal. Pulls it back up. They didn't have the numbers that they wanted for that particular possession, so they'll slow things down as Deng sets it up. Jackson into Mate. Mate, he's got two on him, no problem. High arcing shot isn't going to get there. And here comes the Originals on the other end of the floor. The Euro step and the finger roll finish for Bulbul, showing us exactly why he is the leading scorer in this game.
Well, now he's up to 20 points.
Beautiful finish for Ane, easy money.
Don't you think that was way too easy? I think that was way too easy.
I mean, we've talked about it. Anyone trying to attempt, as Ayeko knocks down that three, you know, especially under the rim, the defense has to be better.
It was non-existent on that occasion. And then they marched right the other end and bang a three. And it's their strength, isn't it? This offensive going, Originals are not stopping. They just know they need to go on offense. That's it.
So back to a 2-point game, 7:30 on the clock. Spin move, yes. Gets it to drop. Deng gets it to Mate. Mate swings the ball around for the extra pass. Baseline drive, don't know if that was the right decision. Had 4 defenders on him. And now they've got to keep an eye on the shot clock. Deng with seconds to shoot now. Corner three isn't going to get there. And he's bailed out by Luka. So Akol will head to the free throw line to shoot 3.
Remember Akol?
No, it looks like it was, yes, it was 3. The referee was putting his hands up for it too. But it definitely looked like a 3 ball.
Yeah, Akol played for Zitek a while back, and he was absolutely sensational for them. He used to be extremely going for 3-point shoot of the basket. You allow him free shot, he's going to punish you all day. It's been quite a few years since I've seen him around.
The free throw is good to go from Akol. That's great effort, and now it is back to a 1-point game. 7 minutes on the clock.
I expected that from him because I know he's a very good shooter of the basketball. no matter what he's been doing or what he's been up to in these few years that I haven't seen him around the basketball scene, I think he still got it.
Kick out. Luka, another very effective player for the Originals, gets the field goal. Sudd Eagles down 3. Blue jerseys all around him. Menon tries to kick it out, and that's the kind of defense we've been talking about.
Yes.
You make the stop, and then you convert on the other end. That's how the Originals will take the lead and maintain the lead against Sudd Eagles.
Very true, and Akol was livid with that pass. You could see him not happy at all because he expected to have a free jumper without any defense. He was alone, all alone in the corner.
Ayeko, splash ball is good. And the reason why the Originals are starting to extend this lead and maintain it is because of exactly what we're talking about. They're scoring and they're making stops. As you have a kick ball from Casey Wafula. And we said that was the key to unlocking the game for one of these two teams. Whoever was going to make the defensive stops consistently is the team that was going to get the lead. As we have a whistle on the floor, it's going to be a time out. 6-point lead, Originals 50 points to Sudd Eagles 44 points.
Well, Coach Edward Muze on that bench of the Eagles had to now call a timeout. Ironic that his name is Muze and yet he's not an old man. For those of you who are listening to us, Muze means an older gentleman. But in his case, he's a young man, but his name is Muze. So he has to use that wisdom to try and get the Eagles back into this, because right now, those stops are the ones that are helping the Originals extend the lead for the first time to this number of points.
Well, the Eagles are now at 16 turnovers, as Originals have scored 14 points so far in this third quarter. So they've come out of the blocks hot, and they're starting to slowly create some distance with their biggest lead so far in this game. I think that the Originals have also come into the third quarter a bit more composed than the Sudd Eagles.
Yes,
The Eagles are looking a bit erratic on offense and not settling into their offensive motion. Whereas Originals are triggering the offensive fast break, and when they don't have it, they're having the patience to settle down a little bit.
And so far.
Dang, kick out to Jackson. Jackson, no. The 2-3 zone. Good spin move. Good spin move, Matei! Couldn't get it to roll in.
They're picking the defensive rebounds as well now. Something that they weren't doing in the first and second quarters.
Ayeko tries to take it coast to coast. Now, better job on the defensive end for the Eagles. Long pass to Matei. Matei, Euro-stepping his way. The defensive recovery got back, then a stroke of bad luck gets the ball back into the hands of Matei, who finishes up the play.
Yeah, they just got in each other's way. That's a lack of communication from the Originals defense.
Jackson, automatic, isn't going to get there. Tries to chase down the rebound, but it's going to be blue ball. 4 minutes and 43 seconds on the game clock. Bounce pass in. Great find, the drive and the dish for the finish. Jackson drives all the way to the basket, manages to draw the foul, and that's exactly what the Eagles need from him on the offensive end. Seems he's made the right adjustments, so now they're not calling him for travel violations anymore.
That is something very interesting because Jackson, when he does something very well, he does it extremely well. But when he does something that is terrible, and look, he gets a 3-point play as well. But when he does something awful, it's really terrible. Something that you just wonder, why did that happen?
Put back from Luka is good. The extra effort in that play is what got them that basket. And these two teams are back to trading baskets. Finish isn't going to get there. Good block. Now the push on the other end of the floor. The captain. Eagles want the travel called. But captain, amazing. Bull. Oh, wait a second. Got a clarification here. No, yep, he does get to the free throw line.
Well, I thought they were just thinking about it, about that travel potentially being called a travel, but, well, the foul stands, so the captain will go to the line for 2.
Bobo is now at 20 points.
Well, he's been sensational, hasn't he?
He has.
He's been cut above every other player on that floor. And
He's been hungry for it.
And the most interesting part is that you don't actually notice that he's the one doing the job.
Exactly. He's one of those players where you look at the stat sheet and you're like, when did this guy start scoring? Well, he is now leading all scorers with 22 points, shooting 60% from beyond the arc. Matei manages to rattle it in, keep the Eagles in this game. Bull. Extra pass. Corner. Ayeko. Defensive board scooped up by Thon Marial. Dang to Jackson. Jackson, automatic. No. His shot is very much in rhythm.
Yeah, it is.
Just needs to get it a little bit more juice. They're coming up short. The other end of the floor, Marial secures the board. As Deng brings it up, floating pass in. Now you can't make a pass like that in a game where 90% of the players on the floor are South Sudanese.
Yeah, and most of them are 6.
Like the average height. It's like you say, what, 6, probably like 6'4",
6'5". You start by saying 6. So that
exactly. That alone should deter any kind of idea of giving in floating passes like that.
Yeah. Even if you're hitting the post players, you have to think about it first.
So it's 2:47 left in this third quarter.
As Mose is trying to ask for wisdom from the referee. And Richard on the other end is also animated. You wonder what is going on. They are all having a word or two.
Back to the action. Deep three isn't going to get there. Matei to pick up another defensive board. And then the three in rhythm. Marial knocks it down. And it is back to a one-point game. Defensive board, scooped up by Marial. Jackson, back to Marial. Marial thought about the shot, decided to go for it. Step back three isn't going to get there. Matei gives him a lifeline. And they're going to call a travel on him. Clay, you need to clarify for me if that really was a travel call. As you take a look at Boy's Statistics right now, 60% from beyond the arc, 8 rebounds, 22 points, well on track for a double-double finish in this game.
Incredible, incredible. And the fact that we have not noticed that he's doing it tells you exactly the kind of player he is. Usually we've noticed Ian Matei on the other team, but we've not noticed Bobo in this other team, and he's the key. He's the key. As again, finishes beautifully again.
Speaking of keys, he is really unlocking the offense for Sudd Eagles in this game as Ayeko fumbles, the ball goes out of bounds. It's going to be green ball. Eagles are back in this game and giving Originals a tough time. Neither side able to shake off the other. We've got a whistle on the floor. Some frustration for the team in green. They wanted the extra pass. You got to stay locked in. You can't be arguing on the floor when the game is in action. Ayeko behind the pass, the back pass. It's a tied game here. Matei almost fumbles. Maybe that ball is slippery.
I don't think so. I just think it's the concentration bit of it now. It's just how can you keep your head locked in this basketball game? That's now the key.
Well, still a lot of game left. It's 48 seconds on the game clock. So plenty of game left.
A lot.
And this is looking like it's going to come down to the final minutes. And you called a very close game earlier on today, the first quarterfinal game of the day between Dementors and Bounce Forward. And Dementors walked away with a 3-point win.
Yes.
So they picked up the first victory of the day. As we see Originals, Bobo once again.
Well, he's doing it politely and quietly.
Matei kick out. Jackson finds the corner. 3! Off the glass. Marial brings the score back to a tie. It's 59 apiece.
Well, Mariel is also one of those ones who is just going about his business quietly.
Originals. Oh my goodness!
Again.
Count it! Count it! Originals. The late 3 from Michael Ane gives the Originals a 3-point lead coming into the fourth quarter. And these two teams have been going at each other from the opening whistle. Offensively, this has been the game to watch.
Very, very true. And now it just keeps us on the edge. If you're watching this, you cannot take your eye off this, because if you do, you're going to miss something. I cannot wait to see what they produce in the fourth quarter. It's been building, hasn't it? Little by little, little by little. Now they're exchanging trays, one after another. As we look at these replays here.
Wow, high arcing shot. Beautiful to see from Captain Amazing, Bull. And then on the other end of the floor, the answer off the glass. It's the kind of basketball you love to see. And just when you think it's all over, right back at you on the other end of the floor, Michael Ane. We got a game, ladies and gentlemen. We have got a game.
An entertaining one at that as well. And I have waited today for this game, a game like this, and it is here now for me to enjoy. I cannot wait to see what transpires in that fourth quarter, because both these teams, offensively, all locked in. Now, who's going to play the better defense? It's just going to come down to that. We've said it since the beginning of the game, because we saw the way they were moving on defense, and we were worried that these teams are not playing much of defense at all. And it's proving that, yeah, they are not playing much of a defense, but the offensive part of it has been entertaining.
It has indeed. It has indeed. It's been a good, clean game. great offensive effort. Right now, leading the players in scoring is Ran Wilbul at 25 points. He's been phenomenal with the inside play, but he's knocked down 4 3-pointers. And he's shooting 66% from three-point land. And the only other 2 players in double digits for originals are Washington Ayecho, 12 points, and Luka Lual at 12 points. So we're going to get back into the action here as we take a look at Sudd original statistics. 22 turnovers. Things got a little bit sloppy for them as Jackson leading the way at 7 turnovers, and then Yen Mate, that's number 15. He's been very effective on the offensive end, but also 6 turnovers for him. And that's just the statistic that has to improve.
For me, it's the defensive rebound that they've collected. Again, we start off from where we left off with Marial this time for the Eagles. Dropping a corner 3.
Oh my goodness. They just can't miss. They just can't miss. The response on the other end of the floor from Ane. Jackson to Deng. Deng, 3 feet from behind the arc. That's a tough shot.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Fans love it. It's what they came to see. This is absolutely what they came to see. Bobo now misses, and the putback is missed by Casey Wafula as the Eagles come on the other end of the floor. It's a 1-point game. Eagles with the slight edge. Mate now. Spin move. Comes up short.
Well, it's ironic. They're calling for defense, and both these teams are not playing any sort of very good defense by any standard, are they? The fans are insisting defense, and it's a player down on the floor.
Okay. Key player for the Eagles.
That would be a shame if he's injured, because they really need him at this juncture of this basketball game.
It's going to be blue ball. Ayeko to inbound. Shooting percentage has jumped up exponentially in the last 2 minutes. These 2 teams trading basket from beyond the arc. And another travel call on who? Ayeko, it seems like.
That's got a little bit too casual, I think. Sometimes you think, the referee is not going to call that one. And then the whistle goes.
Jackson has got Mate in the low post, tries to Eurostep his way, instead kicks it out. Deng shakes it off. One more pass. Ew, my goodness, they do it again. Sudd Eagles have caught fire, and Thon Marial has become a problem.
Well, he's heating up, and he's just beginning. It's been like this since the 3rd quarter.
Ayeko dancing his way to the cup. Couldn't get it to drop. And Eagles successfully have been able to make the defensive stop. Here comes Deng. It's a kick out for the 3-ball this time. No go. Casey Wafula. A bit too strong with that attempt.
Well, this gym has seen some good games, but some of them are just very offensive-minded. There is no defense involved. You were here for the WBLA earlier this month, and how did you say? Offensive sometimes teams are just offensive-minded. They don't think about defense.
You are right, as Ayeko comes up empty. Dang, looking at his options. Mate goes right for it. Mate, no go. Second attempt isn't going to get there either. It's a good job crashing the boards for Buana. Now the defense, deflection, gets the ball into the right hands. Jackson all the way, no. The tip, yes. Thon Marial has done it all on the defensive and offensive end for Sudd Eagles. And now they have taken the lead 70 to 64 points. What a game, 22 points. And he scored the bulk of that. Another player here just like, when did he score 22 points?
Exactly, because you do not realize how good he is at the way he goes about it. If it's another player, you look around. We didn't even notice that he was scoring that much until maybe the last quarter, the tail end of the third quarter, whereby we are, okay, he's just dropped 2 in the trot. Let's find out. As you look at the stats for Bulbul, who has been 75% from the three-point line. That's not too bad. Free throw 66%. This is good. This is good basketball from the Originals. However, they are now facing a team in Sudd Eagles who are pumped up and ready to go. Who finished second in their group, by the way. The Originals finished first in their group. That was Group A. So you can wait to see what's going to transpire here, but we may have a shock on our hands here.
Time will tell. 7 minutes, 9 seconds to go. Don't place any bets just yet. Yeko! He's caught fire.
Glad you mentioned the word bet, because if someone was listening, then he or she would realize that a tray just got dropped.
And you can see Originals doing a better job at crashing the boards and denying the second chance opportunities to score. As we see Bulbul at time not scoring, but they have improved their rebounding exponentially. 13 offensive rebounds for the Originals. And dare I say, that's what has really pulled them back into this game in the second half.
Well, Silali, I've been looking at the defensive rebounds of it. The Sudd Eagles lead that by 34 to 29 so far in this basketball game. That slight edge is the one that's probably giving them that 3-point lead.
Deng, the floor general, looking at his options, gets past his first defender, feeds Mate. Mate with a fadeaway! Any day. Easy money. Mate is putting in that work and making sure that the Eagles maintain this lead. Here comes Luka. Oh, he's blocked! That rejection! Get that stuff out of here. And now Jackson on the other end of the floor looking to convert. Too strong off the glass. Originals trying to trigger the offense. Ayeko. No good. And the finish from Luka makes sure the Eagles are unable to shake off the Originals once and for all. Jackson baseline drive. Tough move.
Well, he does it. He does it extremely well, and he's doing everything right now when his team really needs him to be focused on this game. And they are playing very good basketball, both these teams right now. Very entertaining.
Jackson's ability to get to the rim. He blew past the first defender, managed to get around the second, still got a bump, and still finished. That's an incredible core strength, and things are looking good for Jackson Bisungu.
One-on-one skill, perhaps, allows you to be able to still score when there is enough pressure on your body, because most of those fouls are not going to be called. So he gets an advantage on this scenario because on a 5-on-5, the physicality is curtailed so that it doesn't go overboard.
Another three-point play for him. Ball almost stolen. Ayeko at the wing. Pulls it back out. Looks like the defender got a tip, so ball comes up short. It's going to be jump ball. Possession to Sudd Eagles. Almost halfway through the fourth quarter. We start getting into crunch time, and mistakes are more prominent. Got to execute the best way that you can as Deng draws the foul. It's 4:59 on the game clock. And Yang Deng, just 9 points for him, but I love his composure and his leadership on the floor.
Well, he's running the floor. He is running that floor. You might think that he is not doing much for that team, but he's doing essentially everything. Have you seen him go to the bench at any given point in time? No. He's doing the job for the team. And you don't even realize he's the one you need to stop.
Oh my goodness! Mate punches it home! And the Eagles continuing to extend their lead here at Nyayo Stadium. But the three attempt from Bulbul manages to draw the foul. So he'll head to the free throw line, and wow.
The number 14 didn't do anything. He just allowed it to be happening. He didn't see it coming, did he? He gets jumped on and he just walks away as if nothing is happening. And this is what we said about the originals with their defense. And you can't allow something like that to happen, not at this stage of this basketball game. And they're taking the lead and they're controlling the game right now, the Eagles. They have this. They need to just now, the composure is everything. It comes down to the composure that they need to have in order to knock down the number one seed from Group A.
Top-seeded team in Group A, the Originals, are in trouble. 8 points down as Bulbul misses the second free throw. So he's missed those two free throws. And we talked about it earlier, about how he needs to shoot better from the line.
Yeah, it's the one area he needs to improve upon.
Misses all free throws. And that's just not going to work well for the Originals, who are starting to lose time to cut this lead.
Well, he's up to 27 points. However,
it's not about the individual effort, it's about the team effort as Ayeko slices through the defense for the finger roll finish. And Ayeko right now. Oh, wow. Jackson, who's going to stop him? Who is going to stop him? He's making things look so easy on the floor. He's a shifty player. And if you play him flat-footed, he will certainly make you play. Certainly make you pay. But the 6-point game here, Eagles still in the lead. Wafula looking for option, gets it to Ayeko. Ayeko, he's been excellent from beyond the arc, comes up short in that attempt.
Well, that offense is not going to certainly get them back in this game. They need to play some defense here, Originals, and it's something they're just not doing very well. Yeah. They're just not doing very well. They're not playing very good defense. They're not even attempting to play defense. They're just hoping that they can shoot the basketball. Here is Ayeko.
Washington. Oh my goodness. 20-point mark for Washington. 3 minutes and 8 seconds to go in this game, and he is keeping Original's hopes and dreams alive. He is carrying them on his back.
A high-scoring game, the highest of the day so far.
As Matei hits the front of the iron. And Bobo wants the rock in his hands. Goes straight for the mid-range jumper with confidence. They're gonna have to call a timeout. Look at the energy.
Well, they've stuck to their plan, which means let's attack, keep attacking, and let's see how they handle it. It's a 3-point game now. Like a minute or so ago, it didn't look good for them, and now it looks pretty good from where they're sitting right now.
You've got to love the fight. You've got to love the energy in this arena, and the Originals are not backing down, and that's what I love to see. Eagles have played very well as we look at the replay of the dunk from Matei as he shakes his head going back down the floor. And they needed better defense. You know, we talked about it, and you could see the fans loving it. But really, we must give credit where credit is due. Originals didn't back down, didn't give up. And Washington, Ayeko has kept them in this game. He's kept them composed, and he's been contributing on the offensive end and getting team support.
The captain just keeps doing it. And he leads by example, doesn't he?
I'm telling you, he's captain amazing.
As we look at the field goal percentages over there, 37 to 40. Not a big margin, is it? Just a slight margin in favor of the Eagles.
It's the kind of game the fans have come to watch this Monday evening. As Jackson Bisungu bring the ball up. It's a dangerous man on the offensive end. Oh, just missed it. He has such an incredible ability to attack the closeout defense and get to the rim and to draw the foul.
Exactly. And
to be able to explode with that much speed but still finish with a soft touch at the rim is very difficult. So they'll reset at the baseline. Deng to get things started. Kick out to Jackson. Jackson, left-handed drive with the runner. Too strong off the glass. Bulbul. He has been such a huge problem for the Eagles, and then he throws the ball out of bounds. He thought he had someone in the wing, and to his point, there should have been someone at the left wing.
yeah, because every other player was going towards the basketball. There was enough space for him to look up and see if someone else was available, and unfortunately nobody went to offense with him as
Yang Deng managed to draw the foul just as we get to the 2-minute left mark of this game. At what point can we say it's crunch time? Is it 1 minute, 2 minutes, 30 seconds?
well, it went down to the wire earlier today, so I'm thinking if the scoreline continues to stay that way, we are in crunch time. And the minute we are not, anything could happen right now. The pressure is going to start coming into these players because it's only 3 points. And if the Originals can find a way to score that or cut it down to 1 point, it becomes an even much more tense game than what it is right now.
Deng manages to drop the second free throw.
And he shushes the fans as well.
Washington steps into the 3, misses. Jackson now to bring the ball up, pushes it on transition. Matei Ball is stripped from his hands. And you can see his teammates telling him to relax, telling him they can't afford any more turnovers right now.
An unsportsmanlike foul like that, now they go to the line. If he scores 2 of them and they get the possession, they have a chance of taking the lead here if they play it correctly. Now, those are the mistakes, the silly mistakes that you make in a basketball game. And then you look at that and then you're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done this. And you foul one of the best shooters on that floor right now. And the pressure brings different results.
Washington. He won't crack. You can't break him. He's born for the pressure. They say pressure makes diamonds.
Well, the diamond is right there for him to be polished.
Gets the second one to go and brought this to a 1-possession game from the free throw line. With 1 minute and 44 seconds left on the game clock, and because it was an unsportsmanlike foul, like you said, they have the possession. Originals now, Bull.
They need to make it count.
Kicks it out for the shot. That time Ayeko unsuccessful, but gets his own rebound. Tries to go up with it. We got a whistle on the floor, a pushing foul. So it's going to be green ball.
Well, this is it. You kept asking where the crunch time begins. We are already in that.
So it's safe to say we're now officially in crunch time.
Officially. I'm curious to see how they play. The timeouts, we've not seen them pick any timeouts yet. I have a feeling that with the 2 timeouts probably for each team, this is gonna be very interesting to see how they use them.
So Originals now going for the full court press. Eagles did a good job of breaking it, getting across the half court. And now the steal from Bull. Oh my goodness, Matei gets it back. Eagles with a chance to score. We're gonna have a whistle on the, no. Clay, you gotta clarify this for me.
You thought that was a foul? I didn't think so. I think he just ran into the defense. He had the opportunity to go anywhere else. He just didn't go anywhere else. Went through the defense, couldn't go through, and the ball went out of play.
Amazing sights and we're seeing here in Nyayo Stadium. Jackson, he's fouled. And Originals, no more fouls to give. So Eagles in the bonus. Jackson should be going to the free throw line.
Well, just as you were talking about Jackson and his foul, the stat popped up there that Marial is 100% from the 2 points. Shot man, attempted and man. That is incredible.
Well, those attempts from Marial are not going to mean much if they don't win this game. And with those free throws from Jackson, it gives the Eagles a little bit of breathing space as they take a timeout here on the floor.
Well, a gripping game on our hands here now with less than a minute to play. I cannot wait to see what the coach comes up with here because he knows very well. Let's go 24 on the shot clock. 2 of them are available on there. So he's got to use his quickly, get a basket, and then try to stop the opposition from going the other end and using theirs as well. So it's going to be interesting. I cannot wait to see what Richard comes up with because there was no room. There was no room. You were asking, if you look at that replay, you see there was no room. The players cannot part themselves like the Red Sea so that you can go through the way Moses went through. It doesn't work like that in basketball, does it? If you come to me, I'm moving from point A to point B, there's no way I'm going to move and pass so that you can go direct to the basket. So he tried to go through and realized, whoa, I'm in the trees here. The ball went out and he was wondering, oh, I thought that was a foul. In what sense? Yes, you thought the gate was there, but there's no gate. You thought that There was a way through and there was no way through. But the ball did go through. So you were left wondering why that was not called for a foul. So I think it was a correct call from the officials on that occasion.
So under a minute to go here. Eagles by 4. It's a 2-possession game. Originals taking their time. Washington, no go. The putback, unsuccessful. And now the momentum and the lead in the hands of the Eagles as Thon Mariel is fouled on his way up.
Originals will be kicking themselves here if they lose this basketball game. They will kick themselves and they wonder how they lost this game, because with the number of points that they are able to put up on the board and still go home with nothing, it doesn't bode well. It doesn't look good as well.
Basketball is a game of runs and stops. While both of these teams were delivering at a high level offensively, I think that Eagles just got more stops. And then they were converting on the other end. They were triggering their offense, making sure they had fast break opportunities. And Originals did a good job, but Eagles have been doing a better job. But still, there's some time on the clock. Not much, though, as Bulbul fires. Bulbul misses. Eagles now come. Bulbul wants to steal. They get it. Originals with an opportunity to score here. Oh, the rejection! Oh, my goodness. What a way to close out this game. Insult to injury. The steal, the block, the dunk. Sudd Eagles are your winners of this quarterfinal game, and what a quarterfinal it has been. They hang on to pick up the victory, 84 to 78 points.
Well, it's been entertaining to say the least. It's been absolutely amazing. Who knew that the Originals, who after scoring all those points in the group stages, would go out in the quarterfinals against a team that did not score as much as them, and they just managed to score much more in this game. The Sudd Eagles. Congratulations to the Eagles to make that semi-final. This is absolutely brilliant. The insult to injury that you just mentioned. The air ball, the turnover, and yet a big block. This one would be one for the ages, because the man who blocks the other man is humongous. And then Yen Mate crowns his perfect game today with a dunk on the other end, just to close it out, almost like to say, you're done.
Wow.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
But hey, for you fans at home, thank you for coming, but don't leave just yet. We've still got one more game as we take a look at the final statistics for this Sudd Eagles versus Originals game that started out neck and neck. And then Eagles started to slowly create some distance at the bottom of the third and into the fourth quarter. A phenomenal performance from Thon Mariel. 22 massive points from him, shooting 100% from inside the arc and 45% from beyond. And he was joined by 2 other players who almost hit 20 points, 19 for each of them. Mate and Jackson Bisungu. Jackson, 7 turnovers for him, and Mate, 6 turnovers. So combined, they've made up more than half of the turnovers for the entire team. But where they failed in efficiency, they scored points.
Very, very well said. And that's what has happened here today. And we've seen it all through when Jackson has been able to survive the small bumps in the air, getting the and ones. They've made a really big difference. Those extra basket, if you will, or the 3-point plays, you've seen him go to the line. You can see the difference. It's not much, but it's that little bit, just a bit, that has been able to be used to ensure they're celebrating, they're having a good time.
They are. I love it. Signs of jubilation, traditional dances to traditional music. You love to see it. Congratulations to Sudd Eagles. We'll see you in the semifinals. Gents and ladies, don't go too far. We'll be right back with the final game of this evening between the Kodok Warriors and Anyanya 1. We'll see you in a few minutes.